Hi, this is Loretta, and this is Yoga with the Pikes Peak Library District. Welcome. Hi, I've been really thinking a lot about the things I've been saying in our sessions, and I just wanted to tie them all together really quickly before we get started. I've been talking about making choices and saying yes instead of no to life. And I've been talking about when you have choices about finding something good or something bad in a situation, to take the risk and choose the good. And how I'd really like to tie that all together today is to let you know that yoga is taking a risk and saying yes to life, because yoga brings us into our bodies. And it allows us to be centered and focused on what we're doing and to be more present. And I believe that's all we're meant to be on this planet, is for us to be uniquely who we are. And the only way we can be uniquely who we are is by taking chances and seeing who we aren't, and then letting them go. And embracing the things that say yes, and the things that seem exciting, and the things that bring joy, and the things that bring us back into our body. And with that, let's take a couple of really deep breaths. One more deep breath, and then let's chant the sound of Om to begin our practice for the day. And now for sound. I love that frequency. Let's begin with our arms. Arms up, arms down. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more of this. And now let's come back up and come down the center. As we include our arms, we bring in our heart and our lungs and our upper torso. We're opening up ourselves. The breath does that for us. And stop and out and in. Inhale, exhale. Two more. And bring our hands back to the center, interlace them, turn them out, and bring them up. Bring them behind your ears, lift your head, and look up at your hands. Take a few deep breaths here. One more. And release. And let's begin by taking a few side to sides, just patting our belly and our hips. What we're going to do now is we're going to take our right hand and drop it to the chair. Sit square in the middle. Remember, with your legs hips width apart, spine straight, shoulder and neck held by themselves. Raise your left arm, bring it up in back of your ear, and bend. Intense side bend. Deep breath. As you exhale, bend a little deeper. Look out under your armpit. One more deep breath here. Bring your left hand down, put it on your chair, bring your right arm up, back of your head, square yourself on your chair if you're not already. Bring your arm up by your ear, just a little in back, tuck your chin, and bend. Deep side stretch, sitting in the chair. Breathe with that now. One more deep breath. And come on back up. And come into center. And let's take just a couple of Sufi circles, our goddess circles, using our chest and our ribs. Come to the back, to the side, to the front, to the side, and to the back. Let's do a couple more of these, going in this direction. One more. And let's switch and go the other way. In yoga, we do things, we take both sides, we do both directions. Yoga is about meeting in the middle. That's what yoga does. It brings us to the center of our being. And one more, and let's stop. Bring your arms up, and let's take a forward fold by gently hinging at the hips, releasing over our lap, tucking our chin, and bringing our arms down, releasing our head. Take a few deep breaths here. Relax your back. One more deep breath. And come on back up, halfway. Flat back, head flat. Deep breath in, and come on back down. Releasing anything in your shoulders, anything in your mid-back, anything in your lower back. Tucking your chin, releasing your neck. One more deep breath and then come up. Breathe in, breathe out. Come on back up. Put our hands on our knees. And let's take some cat-cow. Starting in cat, where you bring your shoulders in, tuck your chin. Cow, bringing them back, bringing your shoulders in the back together. Let's take about 5 of these. Coordinating them with your breath now. Bring those shoulder blades together in the back. One more. That feels good to me. Now let's begin by gently just moving back and forth on our chair with our waist. You can put your hands on your hips to coordinate that. And let's take our right hand and place it on our left knee. Bring your arm to the back of the chair. And with a deep breath in, we're going to twist in the right hand and twist to the right side. And let's take about 3 deep breaths to get there. Turning at each exhale. Make sure your neck is nice and loose. Now take one more deep breath and go ahead and turn your head all the way and bring yourself back to center. Couple side to sides again. This is just to help wake us up. Bring your left hand to your right knee. Right arm goes up, comes back over the chair. Deep twists, deep breath in. Keep your head loose. Don't push and pull with your other arms either. This is from the center. One more deep breath and turn your head. And come on back. All right, take your legs and just kind of go back and forth on your sis bones. It's a strange move, but what we're doing here is just loosening our legs up from our hips. And come on back to center. And let's take our feet and spread them slightly. What we're going to do is a goddess pose. So spread them about the width of a yoga mat with your heels turned in and your toes turned out. Sit up straight. Your hands can be on your knees, but I believe it works better when you bring your arms up. When you bring your arms up and back and you lean slightly forward, making sure that you're sitting on the edge of your chair and that everything is in alignment. And the only thing you're doing is releasing your legs and bringing your shoulders back, touching your shoulder blades together. If you prefer putting your hands in front, that's acceptable too. It's all okay. If you want to leave your hands on your hips, it's okay, or on your legs. I find the most effective way for me is in this position or this position. And then I'm pushing with my hands, leaning in just a little, and boy, do I feel that opening up my legs. My upper legs in particular, my thighs, they're opening up widely right now. I'm going to use this position. Take a few deep breaths here. 2 more. And release your arms. Take your feet, move your toes in so that they're pointing straight forward. Leave your legs still out in a wide-legged position. And what I'd like us to do is to roll down, tucking our chin 1 vertebrae at a time. Bring ourselves down and between our legs. Touching our toes, putting our hands on our feet. If you can't come this far, that's okay. You can leave your hands up here. It just seems to work a little better. If you can put your hands on the floor either, or as well. You can put them on the floor, spread your fingers, or use your fists. We're opening up our inner legs. Works better with flat hands if you're going to put them on the floor. Gives you more of a stretch in those upper thighs. Tuck your chin and drop your head. Just for 2 breaths. 1 more. Bring your hands back to your feet and gently bring them up. Bringing yourself up 1 vertebrae at a time with your head being the very last thing to come up. I like these poses. Now bring your feet together. And sit up straight. Let's work on our shoulders. Let's begin by rolling them in one direction, both shoulders at the same time. A couple more times. All right, stop and go in the opposite direction. We want to make sure our shoulders are nice and loose for this stuff, and our head as well. If not, our neck will give us trouble, and we don't want that. And stop. Take your shoulder, bring it across your body to the knee, and come down. Let's do both sides. Still wakening up our shoulders. One more on both sides. I don't know if I've said this before, but with the inhale, exhale, let the inhale take you there and the exhale take you into the move. So in this case, okay, so let's do a couple shoulder shrugs. So the inhale brings the shoulders up, and the exhale. Well, this is probably not the best pose to show that theory to, but I'll show it to you on another one as well. One more here. Good. Come back to center. Sit up straight. Let's look at our neck. How does it feel? Few no's. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. How does your neck feel? This is my judge for that. Come back to the no. And gently bring your right ear to your right shoulder, as close as you can. And breathe. And drop your arms. Let the top of your shoulders rest. Drop them. And bring your ear down. One more deep breath here. And bring it back up. Take a deep breath in. Bringing your head to the side. Now here's an example. Exhale, bring it into the pose. Make sure your neck is nice and make sure your neck is stretching nicely through the side here. This will open that whole band through here, through the side of your neck. I'm going to try to practice not saying through here and through there without you being able to look at it. So well, that's my goal for the day. How does your head feel? How does your neck feel? Wiggle it a little bit side to side, up and down. This time we're going to take our head, come back to center, lift our chin up, bring our neck all the way up, open the throat. Open this chakra of the throat and all the way through down through the upper chest. And breathe. Keep your arms and shoulders back, touching your shoulder bones together if you can. One more breath here. And bring your chin down. And touch your sternum. Let your neck totally relax, tucking your chin, dropping your shoulders, and breathe. Oh, I think my neck wanted this pose. Hope yours did. One more deep breath here. And bring your chin up. I use my finger just so that my chin has some stability. Shaking your head again, no. How do you feel? Loose? I do. Up and down? Loose? Yes. Good. And let's start moving our feet up and down. Two more. Okay. Take your right leg, bring it over your right leg, bring it over your left knee. Pick up, okay, we're gonna pick up our foot, keeping our foot flexed and our knee, and let's open that knee and hip flexor up. Swinging it back and forth in control with our breath. In, out. One more. Bring it back and bring it down. Bring that leg back up again. You were just touching the floor for a moment. Flatten your foot like you're going to touch the wall in front of you. Straighten the leg. Take 3 deep breaths here. One more breath. And bring your leg out to the side just a little. Take 3 breaths here. Notice how flat that foot is. If you could put a footprint on the wall, you would. All right, now bring that leg and bring it down. With your heel still, with your foot as flexed as it can be from this position. Raise your arms, come down over your knee, gently hinging at the hips. You don't have to come all the way to your foot. This is something I want to show you. What I'd like you to do is to use your hands and gently, gently stroke your leg, not pushing it so that you're locking your knee out, but with each stroke, you straighten your leg a little more and watch what happens with that foot. It becomes a much, much, much easier footprint on the wall this way. You've got the whole foot. It'll straighten itself right out. Be gentle. Come on back up. Bring that leg in. Pick it up one more time. Straighten it and let it loose. Let your leg dangle and let your lower calves feel how good it feels to have no pressure, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Just hanging out, and put it back down. Bring your left foot over your knee. We're going to open up the hip. Take your time with this. Other ways to do this is to put your hand under it so that you have more direction and control. One more. Just one more. Bring your leg out. You can touch the floor for a moment and then bring it back up. Put that footprint on the wall. Straighten your leg. Breathe in deeply 3 times. Exhale. One more. Now bring your foot to the side or your leg to the side. Still keeping that foot flat. Taking deep breaths. Your back up straight. All right, now gently bring that foot down. Let the heel touch the floor. Bring your arms up and lay yourself, hinging at the hips, lay yourself over that leg and begin to gently massage your leg down. With each gentle massage, bringing your foot out a little bit further as it straightens your leg. This is just a gentle way to straighten your leg, to see what a straight leg does for you, and how your foot and your knee and your hips all line up together. Now come on back up. Bring your foot up. And we're going to just dangle our leg for a moment, feeling how it feels when our leg has nothing to do but rest and be comfortable. and put your leg down. All right, let's take our bodies. First of all, let's bring our legs out just a little, because we're going to do a ragdoll, which is another way of it's another form of forward fold, but this one should be looser and more relaxed. Tucking the chin, rolling down, one vertebrae at a time. I like to keep my hands on my own body and rest. While you're down here, if you were doing a ragdoll, you could tuck your arms like this, holding one elbow with the other arm. Just do a little movement. Loosen yourself up. Relax your back and come on back up. Now bring your hands to the back of your chair. We're going to take a bridge. Taking a bridge entails bringing your hands to the back of your chair, taking 3 pelvic tilts first, bringing them up, using your breath with this. Now come all the way up, tilt your head back, form a bridge. Your upper body and your lower body are now behaving as one. One more deep breath here. And come on back down and shake it out. Shake it out. Come back, shake it out. Let your body be loose. Okay, now what I'd like to do is I'd like us to scoot to the right corner of our chair. Our right knee comes out, it's bent. We're going to do warrior 2 position on the chair this time. And we're going to take all 3 of the positions, the sequencing. So begin with your right side. Bring your other leg as straight as you can. And you can be up on your toe, but then drop your foot. Drop your foot so that it's at a right angle. All right, this is a forward-facing position, so your body's facing forward. Your arms come up. Your leg is as straight as it can be. Your knee is bent. And look out over the bent knee, over the fingertips of the arm, over the bent knee. And breathe. One more breath here. Now drop your back arm, raise your right arm, your front arm, and bring it all the way up. Look under your armpit and lean. Sideward bend. This is the reverse warrior. 3 breaths here. One more. And then come on back up. Your forward arm comes to your knee. Your forearm rests on your knee with your hands straight out, right angle position. Then take your other arm, the one that was in the back, snake it up your body and point up. Go up as high as you can, as close to your body as you can, and look at your hand. Take a few deep breaths here. All right, now take that arm and bring it over just a little bit more. And let's go ahead and get that intense side angle stretch here. Take 2 more deep breaths. And come on back up. And you can release yourself. Come back to center. Shake it out just a little. and move to the left side of the chair. I'm actually sitting right here on the corner. I don't know if you can see that or not, but sitting on the corner, left knee is bent, right leg comes all the way back, drop it to a right angle turn. You're facing the front. Raise your arms and look out over your front leg. Take a few deep breaths here, or your front. Look out over your left fingers. Deep breaths here. One more. Reverse wire. Bring it up. Looking under your armpit. Your arm is raised up. Your other arm is snaking down the back of your body. And you're breathing. All right, now take and come on down forward onto your forearm with your palm facing out. Raise your other arm up. Bring it straight up if you can, close to your body. And look up. And breathe. One more breath. Now let's take and just come a little bit closer to our ear with that arm. Go ahead and look under your armpit and take that really deep side stretch with 3 breaths. One more. And let it go. Come back to center. And let's take a Tadasana, which is the mountain pose, which with our feet hips width apart, arms out, chin up just a little, chest out. Bring those shoulder blades together and breathe deeply. Square yourself up. Feel the pose. It's a steady, centering pose. One more breath. And let it go. And let's stand up. And because I know some of us, this isn't our favorite pose, I'm going to do the awkward chair pose in the beginning because our legs are strongest now. Let's take and bring our feet together, our legs together. Bring our arms up, bring them down, bend deeply at the knees, like you're touching and picking up something from the floor. Bring your hands to your thighs, bring them to your waist, bring your body, your upper torso, like you're sitting at a table. And bring your arms up. You can see this from the side. This is kind of how it's looking. And take a deep breath in. And as you release your breath, come down a little bit further, keeping your back straight. One more. And then gently raise and take a gentle back bend. And come back to center. And turn around. Okay. What I'd like us to do is to begin taking a couple of downward dogs so that we can move on to our legs afterwards. A downward dog entails coming up to your chair, putting your hands on it as far as you can separated, with your fingers separated as far as they can be, your thumb as well, equal distance. Take a deep breath in, let it out, And step back until you can reach flat-footed. You don't want to be on your toes. You want to be flat-footed, hinged at the waist, so you have a flat back. Your ears are lined up with your shoulders. Your chin is tucked, and you drop your shoulders and raise your butt. And straighten your legs. And breathe. This works best if your feet are hips width apart and not too close together. You need room here. One more deep breath. Now gently raise yourself up, keeping your hands where they are. Bring yourself into a plank position with your torso over your hands. Arms are straight, butt is tucked, head is pointing forward. You're alert, your back is straight, you're breathing. You're up on your toes for this one. One more deep breath. And bring yourself back up. And before we take another downward dog, spread your feet wide apart. Line your ears up. We'll take the other downward dog. Drop your shoulders. Drop your head. Come a little lower. And breathe. If you have trouble breathing in this position, keep your ears and your shoulders even. If it's easy for you, go ahead and drop your head further and let your neck relax. Now, bring your hands down. Bring them to the center. And lift your right arm up and look up. This is a forward straddle twist. And breathe. One more breath. And bring it down. Let's do the other side. Now, if this bothers your neck, you can look down. Look at your hands instead, your other hand on the floor. And bring it down. And just to be a little bit, let's bring it back up and bring it down, up and down. Now do this with control. Don't just sling your body around. Up with the breath, down. One more set. Now take your hands and move them back to your feet. Let yourself relax a moment. And then slowly walk your arms up your legs, bringing your back one vertebrae at a time, using your core. Bring your head the last thing up. And bring your legs back together. And let's try one more. Okay, and if that was hard for you, look, if you have trouble bringing yourself up from here, walk your hands out to the chair and bring yourself back up. Bring your feet back together. Put yourself back into a downward dog position where your feet are touching. Might need to adjust them just a little. And let's take one more regular downward dog. Take a deep breath in. Tucking the chin. Dropping the shoulders and the head. Straightening the legs and breathing. One more deep breath. I'm going to come forward one more time into a plank. Give it everything you've got. Straightening your body as much as you can. And breathing. Breathe in. And when you breathe out, tuck your tummy, your belly button. Fill up on the end. Exhale, tuck your belly button. Come on back up. Walk your feet to the chair and shake it loose. Just shake it loose. All right. Now, come to the front of your chair. Feet even, standing straight. Step back with the foot closest to the chair. Just a little. We're going to do some warm-ups for the legs. All right. This is, what I'd like you to do is have both legs straight. Then push your hips back, leaving both legs straight again still. And either put your hand on the chair or bring it all the way to the floor, whichever works for you. And take a couple of deep breaths, keeping both legs as straight as you can. This opens up the back of the knee and the calf muscles. One more breath. Come on back up, all the way. And step your foot closest to the chair, back a little bit further. All right, now we're going to bend our knees and come down. Let's do 3 more of these on this side. Get your balance here. Another example of using the breath. Breathe in when you come up, out when you go down. Okay, now bring both legs together and step to the side of your chair. We're going to take a warrior 1. All right, with the foot closest to the chair, step back. In my case, it's, and I hope it is with you, it's the left foot. Bending the right foot, bending the knee of the right leg, not the foot. You might need to bring it forward just a little bit more. The back foot is pointed maybe 10 to 15 degrees out. Otherwise, you've got a straight foot. This is a forward-facing pose. If you need more room for your hips, bring your foot out just a little. All right, your front foot. All right, we're bending deeply at the knee. Raise our arms. Look up. Hold on. Look up. And part of what happens here, if you have trouble, just touch the chair, keeping one arm up, looking up at it. Next week, I'm going to tell you the myths behind these poses. And I think it'll make doing them a little bit easier. Now, coming out of Warrior 1, we're going to come down to Humble Warrior, which is bringing yourself out over your leg that's bent, bringing your arms back to the back, and dropping your head. Again, you can put your hand up, put your hand closest to the chair, on the chair if you need to, for balance. One more deep breath here. On your next in breath, come on back up. Oh, I'm a little sloppy today, I'm sorry. Let me do that one more time. On your next in breath, come on back up and let your hands loose. All right, come to the back of your chair. I'm doing just a little thing here today. And what we're gonna do, by a little thing, I mean I've kind of put a little routine into place. We're going to do heel lifts. Let's do about 10 of them. That's 4. 6. 3 more. Use your breath. And come on around to the other side. Now we're thinking warrior 1 from this side. Foot closest to the chair, in this case is my right foot. Step it back. Fix the foot into a 10 to 15 degree tilt. Right leg is out. Maybe you need to bring it out to your left side just a little bit. Bend at the knee, facing forward, lifting your arms up. Now again, if this is hard for you, use your chair for balance and just keep the one arm raised. It doesn't make that much difference. We're stabilizing and strengthening our legs here. One more deep breath in and out. On our in-breath, come on down. Oh, let me try that again, folks. And you have my permission to take as many times as you need to do this. Normally, I don't have any trouble, but in front of the camera, it seems a little different for me. Please bear with me. Come on down. Humble warrior. Bring those arms back to the back. You can use the chair. Take a couple of breaths. And come on back up. Gently. Bring your other foot up. And come on back to the front. And shake it out. Okay, come on back down. Time to sit down. I know it seems like we've hardly begun, but it's just about time for me to wind it up again. So take a couple of goddess circles, using your breath. Stop, go in the other direction. And come to center. Now you can sit back on your chair just a little if you'd like. Not a lot, don't sit all the way back yet. Take your knees, go ahead and keep them at hips width. And let's just bring them out and in just a little. Just to kind of slow us down, prepare us for Shavasana, or our meditative pose. Come on back to center. What I'd like you to do is as each breath, I'd like you to let's take at least 5 deep breaths. And let's begin, when we take them, for these deep breaths, let's use the sh sign on the exhale. Let all your breath go. Bring it all in. Release your shoulders. Two more slower. Last one. And let's begin by closing our eyes and gently shutting ourselves down. Notice that with each breath in, as we release our breath and we we focus on a part of our body, that part releases as well. So let's begin with the head. Release the eyes, release the ears, the jaw, the nose. Let the breath move into the neck, gently melting. Notice it moving into the chest and down into the stomach. Into the hips, into the pelvic floor. Let it melt your thighs and your calves and your feet. And let yourself rest. And breathe naturally now. Notice what it feels like to be in your body with your breath and your energy inside of you. And begin to lengthen your breath, taking it deeper, noticing the small moves your body wants to make when it realizes you want to move just a little. Take your hands, take your wrists and circle them, opening your fingers, closing your fingers, circling your wrists, jazz hands. Sorry. Take your foot, bring it out, point and flex, and point and flex. Bring it up and in. Go ahead and squeeze your leg in. Take a deep breath. And let your leg come back. Bring the other leg out. Point and flex, and point and flex that foot. Bring your knee up, squeeze in, squeeze all the air out of yourself. And let your leg come down and come back to center. Take a deep breath in and out. And now let's please do Om. Let's chant the sound of Om with our next breath in. Bring your hands together, prayer position. Bow our head to the one true teacher within each of us. That teacher keeps us on the path of what's right for ourselves. Listen, hear, be kind, be loving to yourself, to everyone around you. We make a difference in this world when we're in our bodies and we're centered and we're present. Let's pass that along. Namaste.